Hi, Remy here, and in this video, let's do the X and Y motor mount assembly. For that, we will need the Mellow CNC VzBot 330 AWD bracket screw set. In the last build video series of RaCore-C10, we assembled the X1 and Y1 motor mount. For that, we use this set of screws. And for assembling the X and Y motor mount, we will need this set of screws. Before we start the assembly process, let's see it in CAD. Here we have the stepper motor, the motor mounting plate, the top cover, the bottom cover, the tensioner plate, belt tensioner knob, belt tensioner ring, M4 bolt, and we have two M4 nuts over here, one and one. Then we have three M4 by 10 mm button headed bolts, one here, one, two, and three. And then we also have nuts for them down over here, 1, 2, and 3. Then we have M4 by 8 mm countersink bolt, 2, 1 and 2, and T nuts, M4 T nut, 1 over here, 1 over here. Then over here we have M4 by 10 mm button headed bolts, 1, 2, and 1 over here, and the T nuts, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Then we have M3 nuts to mount the top and the bottom cover. So 1, 2, and 3, and the M3 bolts, which are 20 mm. So 1, 2, and 3. So now we'll go through the assembly process. One thing I forgot, we also need M3 by 6 mm countersink bolts to mount the motor plate and the stepper motor, which are here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's start with the assembly. We'll start with assembling the motor and the motor mounting plate. So we'll need to consider orientation, how it is assembled. So we have this motor mounting plate which goes on top of this. So the belt tensioner is over here. This is facing towards me, and the motor will go like this. The connector is towards the right side. So before we mount, we need to install the M4 nut, and it is this way. So we have the belt tensioner facing towards me and the connector, the wire connector, to the right side. Next, we'll take M3 by 6 countersink nuts, bolts. And then the pulley on top. So the orientation of the pulley should be the other side. The grub screw will be facing away from the motor, and the teeth, these are closer to the motor. So it is this way, the orientation. So we'll keep this aside. Then we'll take the bottom cover. Here we need to install 3 M4 nuts. And then the top cover. For top cover, we need to install 3 M3 nuts, which I have already installed here, 1, 2, and 3. So this will go like this. And then 3 M3 by 20 mm. Now the top cover and bottom cover are assembled. We'll assemble the motor mount. So it will go in this orientation. This is a T shape, so it will be facing like this, and the the motor connector towards the right side, the belt tensioner facing towards me. Then we need three M3 by sorry, we need three M4 by 10 button headed bolts. Next over here, and the last one over here. Next, we'll assemble the belt tensioner. So we'll need the bolt, which will go to the assembly here, and this M4 nut will go over here inside. And the bolt will install it over here. Next, we'll install the tensioner plate, and then the knob. Next, the M4 by 10 bolt. This will go on the aluminium profile. And the last step is to install this bolts. These are M4 by 8 countersink, which you will get with the kit. M4 T nut. And then these I had to buy separately. These are M4 by 10 button head bolts. So this is with this we complete the assembly of the X motor mount, and here I have already assembled the Y motor mount. Now this I will install on the aluminum profile. Now I'll mount the X motor assembly. And now the Y motor assembly. So that's it for this video. Thank you all. God bless and stay safe.